The Grandmaster of Martial Arts used all his strength to lift a 500-pound boulder. I stood nearby thinking it was just a rock. What was the big deal? Everyone burst into laughter when they heard me, telling me not to boast. But in the next second, I lifted the 500-pound boulder along with the Grandmaster himself, without even breaking a sweat. The scene left everyone stunned, and humiliated the Grandmaster in front of the crowd, trying to save face. He launched a fierce attack on me with his martial arts. Everyone thought I was all brute strength, that I'd surely be crushed, but I only made a slight movement, and no matter how hard he tried, the Grandmaster couldn't land a single hit. In fact, I found his moves unbearably slow. The sect mistress immediately sensed something was off. She believed I was no ordinary man. Just as I was about to fight back, she rushed over and stopped us, then announced on the spot that I would be the sect's new trainer, teaching martial arts to everyone. All the disciples were shocked. They refused to accept a kid as their coach, because none of them had seen anything special in me, except one man, a cripple whose meridians were completely severed. He had no teacher, so he stayed and asked to become my student. I decided to make him a peerless master in 3 days, and prove everyone wrong. I was actually the Grandmaster of the Zhuan sect. I could stop a galloping horse with just one finger, and send it flying miles away with a single kick. But he didn't know my true identity. After becoming my student, he politely offered to carry my bag, but the next second, he dropped it on the ground. He used all his strength but couldn't move it an inch. I took out what was inside, a 1,000-year-old block of Zhuan iron. Each piece weighed 400 pounds, I told him. He had to tie one to each of his limbs. Only then could he progress quickly in martial arts. Then I had him use a sword to shave feathers off a chicken. Though he doubted my methods, he obeyed. But with 1,600 pounds strapped to him, he could barely move, let alone shave a chicken. He couldn't even reach the chicken's rear. Soon he was completely exhausted, but with determination, he finally finished the task. He thought training was done for the day, but I told him his hair had gotten dirty while shaving the chicken, and he had to wash it before training was over. He thought washing his hair was easy, and rushed to do it, but I stopped him, and took him to a nearby well. I tossed a rock into the well, and told him to wash his hair using only the water splashed up from throwing rocks in. He was dumbfounded, but picked up a massive stone and threw it in. There was no splash at all. Still, he didn't give up. He pulled the stone out with effort, and threw it again even harder, over and over. The splashes got bigger, his hair got wetter, and his strength grew. Soon it was the third day, time for the sect tournament. The first round tested vision and sword technique. Participants had to use a sword to separate falling green beans from red beans. The margin of error was less than 1 centimeter. Everyone was shocked. They thought it was impossible, except for him. He was excited, because shaving chickens had trained him well. He thought once the Zhuan iron was removed, he'd pass with ease. But I told him the iron had to stay for a full 3 days before I could finish. The senior brother stepped up, with precise sword moves and sharp eyes. He passed with a 9mm margin, encouraged by this. The other disciples also tried, but all of them failed. Then it was his turn. Everyone was stunned. His presence and sword aura had completely changed. The beans seemed to respond to his sword. Everyone thought he would succeed, but when he looked down, he had failed to separate even one bean. All the beans were scattered on the ground. Laughter and mockery filled the air. As everyone left for round 2, suddenly, all the red beans vanished from the ground. Only green beans remained. He had passed, without even realizing it.